Caught. Lawrence Sears, February 2nd, 1993. Caught. Pedro Miranda, January 13th, 1993. Caught. Scott Ahrens, December 30th, 1992. Caught. Daniel Komar, January 7th, 1993. These are just some examples of the many fugitives you have helped to apprehend. Catch the fever and watch criminals get caught.
What notable sports figure has 4 sons, all of whom are named George? Named the only U.S. president assassinated during his first year in office. Hello everyone, I'm Paul Spahala, the host of Challenge. You'll find out the answer to those and hundreds of other interesting questions if you join us every Monday evening at 6 and Sunday afternoon at 1 for Challenge, where you'll see the best and the brightest of 32 local area high schools. Remember, Mondays at 6, Sundays at 1. The answers? George Foreman and James Garfield.
You can hear them in the background, and now you see them. The Scotch Plains Marching Band. Getting ready for their Christmas concert. 1st and 10 for the Raiders. We move to the other side of the field. Anglin gets out to the 12. Statistically, through the first quarter, rushing yardage, Union with 58, 38 passing yards on the touchdown pass, and there was only the 1 penalty. Scotch Plains only able to generate 11 yards rushing.
One thing that stayed consistent for Scotch Plains is the poor field position. They've been buried the whole half.
2nd and 7. Rosander calling signals. He'll give it to Cody on the end around. And Cody just went along the line of scrimmage, no gain on the play.
Cody on the carry, no gain.
Dick, you were involved in the football playoffs, of course, in your years at Westfield. Was this a difficult week to get ready for, the week after winning and before playing in the final?
Yeah, it was. You only got 3 days. You played on Saturday for the first round. Sunday, you had to do something with the kids. You had to bring them in and do a Monday routine with them on Sunday. It was a day early. And then on Monday and Tuesday, you had to have your hit days. Wednesday, of course, no contact. And Thursday, you really hadn't got the bumps and bruises out of you yet from the previous week, but you were playing.
And that was something that Lou Rutino mentioned. It's sometimes tough, and of course he's been through it so many years, to get mentally and physically ready for this game on Thanksgiving Day after having played the week before. Rosander throwing, he's got Cody on the quick slant in, and that will be good for a 1st down for Scotch Plains.
Yeah, well, this is the kind of thing they couldn't do when they had the wind in their face the first quarter, and now they're able to open up and use the whole sideline, from sideline to sideline.
Quick slant by Cody.
Just a real quick 3-step drop back, nice slant pattern, and Cody finds the void in between the defenders, and the Union Farmers close in on him afterwards.
Shane Matthews with the tackle, Rosander with the completion, and again, it is a Scotch Plains 1st down. Cody.
Cody on the carry, he's out across the 25.
Now that kind of loosens up your defense a little bit when you throw the ball that way, and the secondary takes a couple steps back, and there's a little bit more running room.
Scotch Plains again comes into this one 3 and 5. Last year they were 2 and 7, so improvement for the Raiders. And again, an extremely young team for Steve Cicatelli. Anglin, good straight ahead running, possibly 2 yards on the play. Anglin is one of the few seniors that are on this club. 250 rushing yards for Brian Anglin.
On the carry. I believe the Raiders with about a 3rd and 4.
Well, they're playing a fun offense, too. Steve's been playing a real fun offense, the pro offense, and they do throw the football all over the place. They have the ability to do so, and they're going to be an exciting team next year.
And it will be interesting to see if they open up the playbook a little bit as this game goes on. 3rd and 4. Out of the I formation. The give to Cody. And Cody is bumped at the line of scrimmage. He's hit immediately by Ben Solomon. And then he was finished up by Bubnowski.
Well, it wasn't very nice of Jason Washington. He really screwed up the whole play there because he got such good penetration, and then Solomon come in and punish the ball carrier.
Watch for number 73. He will just keep pushing and pushing.
Yeah, they really got good penetration. They got a couple linebackers in there as well with Tullis.
Bobnowski in there again for the final hit. Rosander back to punt on 4th down after the loss. Low kick, gets good yardage on it. Matthews misjudged it slightly, goes back to pick it up at the 35, slips at the 35, and gets out to the 39, and it will be just shy of the 40. That's that line drive at the center fielder that baseball players have trouble with. And that's what Matthews had trouble with. Hey, coming up next weekend, here's a good one you'll see on TV3. It's the Section 2 Group 1 State Championship game, a rematch of a regular season affair in the Mountain Valley Conference as New Providence takes on Roselle Park. And you can watch that one Saturday evening at 8 and Sunday night at 7:30. The Pioneers and the Panthers come your way for the sectional championship. 1st and 10 for Union, just shy of their own 40-yard line. Caban caught at the line of scrimmage by Sean Roberts.
Sean was able to trail the play from his defensive end position, came knifing down from the outside in, from right to left, able to catch the play from behind. See, they got their feet under them now, the Raiders. They've got the tempo of the game, you know, and they didn't expect to be this far behind this early, so they're going to have the work cut out for them to catch up, but they're in there.
We talk about field position all the time. That was the first play that Union had to run in their own territory all game long. Here comes Caban. And Caban will take care of that own territory problem by carrying the ball out just beyond the 50.
Down by number 50, Dan Bannock. It'll be a 1st down for Union.
If you have a defense that defenses the field, the wide side of the field, that could be poison against Lou Rutino because they'll run the ball into the sideline the whole football game and they'll run their base offense into it, as they've done here with the sweep play.
Good hold on the ball by Caban. The player, I don't think he intentionally went for the strip, but almost got the strip.
Now, Ed Grayer was the guy who did it, and I think that's a taught skill now, to strip the football on the part of most people. Can't make the tackle, strip the ball.
1st down, McPhail still going, and McPhail has 9 yards. You know what I see a lot of players doing now on the tackle from behind? They don't just tackle you, they hook the arm around and try and tomahawk the ball out.
That's the Lawrence Taylor technique. He's the one who introduced that to the game, and it's become a very popular item.
Of course, it's easier to do on the field than as I was trying to demonstrate it in the press box because I just wrapped my knuckles against the roof of the press box.
I wouldn't have that trouble. I'm not tall enough to hit the ceiling.
And on a 45-degree day, that's going to sting for a while. 2nd and 1 for the Farmers. McPhail hit at the line, spins away from a tackle, and he's got 7 yards and a 1st down. By all rights, he should have been stopped at the line of scrimmage, but Jason McPhail, with power and the spin move, keeps going.
That was a great run. You know, you won't say, oh, 7-yard run. Okay, but watch this thing. He gets hit. There's once. There's twice. Still spinning, puts his hand down in balance, jumps over his own people. There's thrice. There's 4 times before he stopped.
1st down. Jason McPhail, 56 rushing yards today, and he'll get more. No, he won't. As this time he is covered up right at the line. Brian Anglin and Chris Gaines combined for the tackle.
Very short game, almost no gain on the play. Call 2nd and 10.
2nd and 10. On a cold, blustery day in Scotch Plains. What had been a nice fall. Temperatures took a nosedive in the last 12 hours. 2nd and 10. Alberta will come in motion. Pitch back to Caban. He's got the speed to get outside. And that was the key on that play for Caban. The defensive end was close to him, but once Caban got the ball, he used his speed to get around him.
Defensive end was running away from Frank Fabio, who's in there as the lead blocker. He's back, and he doesn't look like he's hurting at all because he's moving real well.
Good news for the Union Farmers that Fabio is back in.
That number 77 covers a lot of turf.
Official clock, by the way, is being kept down on the field, and as you can see, we are going to get a 4-minute warning.
For the first half, 4 minutes to go in the half.
So the 4-minute warning. Bill Bergen, the referee, makes that the trip to both sides. Blaine Papapio is his umpire. Gene Sparta, the line judge. Ed Kearse, the back judge. And Angelo Guarcio is the head linesman.
So that's 5 officials on the field, and the clock is not official.
Scoreboard clock here at Perry Tyson
Scoreboard
Field.
clock, right. Of course, there are some say that the field on, the clock on the field sometimes.
Here comes Caban running right. Good block by Mingucci. But the Raiders had the outside covered on that play.
The Raiders defense is playing the game now. They're in the game. Of course, Union might have gone into a semi-relaxed mode too when they got those 2 scores on the board. Don't be surprised if they
Watch
get
how
talking to at halftime.
Watch how the Raider defense is going to string this one out.
Yeah, the defense moves down the field laterally. A good job right there by Grayer. Strings the play to the outside. The halfback comes up in containment. Caban tries to give it a little inside fake move and tries to turn the corner but can't make it.
4th and 4 for the Farmers. They're going to go for it in 4-down territory just inside the 30. Fake to Caban. Throwing for Tullis. It's incomplete, but there is a penalty flag on the play. Interference, defense.
I think Tullis was wrapped up before the ball ever got there, and his arms were pinned. That's why he caught the ball right in the chest with his shoulder pin.
Just with his chest.
Yeah. Had no arms to work with.
So that will give Union a first down with 2 minutes and 50 seconds to go in the half. Union does have the 14-0 lead, and they are again on the move. The ball will be spotted at the 13-yard line. This is the 8th play of the Farmer drive. Matthews split to the left. Handoff Caban running right. Good block from Mingucci. But that seems redundant to say because once Mingucci is out there, you almost expect a good block to be thrown.
You expect a good block. With the timing was a little bit off, and Caban got a little bit too close to Mingucci and tripped over Mingucci's foot and went down. And that's what was the cause of the tackle on the play.
So Mingucci gets credit not only for the block, but for the tackle.
Right for the tackle as well, right there. There he gets his right foot in the airborne as he's throwing the block, and it's a trip bill.
Well, we knew he was good on both sides of the ball, but on one play he showed it. 2:14 to go in the half. McPhail dives over the pile. He's inside the 10, down to the 7.
Oh, Chris Gaines made a super play then from his linebacker position. He came blasting across when he read the belly coming at him, and he put a hit on the lead blocker, Nick Alberto, caused the fullback, Jason McPhail, to have no place to run.
Chris Gaines, a junior. One of 7 juniors starting on defense for the Raiders. From the 7-yard line. Raiders are in tight defensively. McPhail hit right as he got the ball by Ed Grayer. And it will force a 4th down situation for the Farmers.
It'll be a 4th down for Union.
And a timeout called by Union. Lurutino wants to talk this one over with his club. All right, what do you guys want to do?
Hey, what's going on here?
Union 9 sectional championships under Lurutino, And in 5 of the last 9 years, they have been unbeaten. 6 times they have won the coveted Star Ledger Trophy. And their worst season, they were 7-3. Boy, they were awful. 7-3, their worst season.
One of the outstanding plays, drives I'll remember was a year in the Meadowlands with Livingston when they went 99 2/3 yards for a touchdown to win a football game, championship. That was an unbelievable drive. Of course, that's not these guys. These guys are doing their own thing. They got their own niche in history.
Same playbook. 4th and 3. The ball once again at the 7. Here comes Caban. He's inside the 5, and yes, he's inside the goal. So Marco Caban carries it in for the score.
Now we know what was said in that huddle. We're going to go back to the first play we learned in this offense, and we're going to run it right.
And that's what Lou told you they did against Elizabeth. 8 times in a row.
Yeah, I was remarking to him before the game about how many high school teams I've seen this year, and I haven't seen one team ever repeat a successful play 2 in a row. And he said they had run the ball 8 times in a row, the belly play, against Elizabeth in their last victory.
62 seconds to go in the half. Collins holding for Caban. And it is good. Union eliminated Elizabeth last week in the playoffs. Randolph did the same to Scott, and that is why next Saturday Randolph and Union will go at it for the 3rd year in a row. Here's a look at Marco Caban, his 2nd touchdown of the day.
This is from behind the defense. You notice they fake the fullback, which freezes up some linebackers, and the guard comes around and picks off on him. Caban slides in over the top of his down lineman. That's a good way to get in the end zone.
Mingucci, the man who was leading the blocking, although Nick Alberto, if you saw at the beginning of that replay, from his right halfback position, he threw the first big block.
Well, he's got a very important job on there in his read down skill block on that sweep play. Of course, that was getting even there. Caban goes in on top of Mingucci. Hit the Mingucci and taking him down on the 5.
Well, 2 short Union scoring drives and then an 11-play scoring drive. 61 yards, Caban accounting for all 7 points, and Union leads 21-0. Brian Murphy will again kick it away for the Farmers. This time a high end-over-end kick fielded by Cody at the 12. He's across the 20, the 25, and Cody trips up at the 29-yard line. So the Raiders will have 71 yards to go in just 56 seconds. The second half of our playoff doubleheader next weekend will be from Central Jersey Group 2, where we will see the Kennedy Mustangs, who coming into this game are 7-0-2 coming into this weekend. They'll take on the Big Blue of Manasquan. All right, Rosander throwing to his right. Pass goes incomplete. So again, you'll be able to see Manasquan and Kennedy coming up on TV3 for the Central Group 2 Championship. Matter of fact, that's the championship that we did last year here on TV3. It was Carteret beating Princeton. Princeton was knocked out last week by Manasquan. Carteret did not qualify this year. 2nd and 10. Rosander looks left. The look and go to Cody. Cody imploring an official and does finally see a flag down at the 40. He felt that he was dragged back on the play.
Shane Matthews was riding him with his left hand all the way down the sideline and did impede his progress to get to the ball. There's no question about it.
Now remember, of course, high school rules. It's just a yardage penalty. It is not point of infraction. 34 seconds to go in the half. I'm Paul Spahala, with me Dick Zimmer on this Thanksgiving morning in Scotch Plains. So the ball marked out just beyond the 44-yard line. Scotch Plains will have a first down at that point. And Kevin Rosander wants to call time.
Well, on the part of Sean Matthews, that's a good move.
Oh, of course.
If in doubt, don't give up 6, give up 15 yards.
At that point on the field, no doubt about it. All right, Dick, how about a Thanksgiving memory from you from the great Westfield Plainfield games? Any game or play or event stand out?
Yeah, one in particular, it was cold like this and raining, and the field was a quagmire. And we went in the locker room, came out at the second half, and the field was completely covered in white. And Gary called one of the plays that he made up in the dirt, a bootleg by John Brown to run a 6-0 ball game. Well, it ended up a 6-2 game because we ended up with bad field position at the end, and he ordered the center to center the ball out of the end zone on the punt to give up the 2 points, and we punted the ball deep, and Plainfield couldn't move it. Nobody could move the ball that day, but it was a 6-2 ball game.
Rosander, quick 5-step drop, throwing it for Cody, and again there will be a flag. The pass intercepted by Caban, and Caban is hit at the 50. That time I think it was certainly unintentional, as opposed to the previous play where again it made sense to commit the penalty. Here we have an unintentional penalty and it will be interference.
Marco feels like he was jobbed because from his free safety position he was able to walk in front of that one.
However, intent often has little to do with what the officials decide. Again, an unintentional hookup between the legs. Caban, playing center field, caught that one for the interception, but on the penalty, the ball is moved into Union territory at the 40. This will be the first snap for Scotch Plains from Union territory. On the draw, Anglin. Anglin spins off a tackler, still moving forward. He's got 9 yards. And the Raiders call timeout with unofficially 6 seconds to go in the half. And unfortunately for the Raiders, Brian Anglin slow in getting up.
Now, Brian served notice that time. There's 2 fullbacks playing in this game today because he really did a nice job to get those 8 yards.
Coming up in December at our TV3 offices in Avenel, we are holding an open house for anyone who is interested in learning about television production. You need little or no experience at all. We will show you around, and if you're interested, we'll get you into the process of learning a little bit about TV production. If you're interested, the event will take place on Monday, December 13th at 6 p.m. in our offices in Avenel. For more information, you can contact us at area code 908-602-7492, extension 3347. 2nd and 4, Rosander has some time. Rose at left for incomplete. Both Cody and McLean were there. And ladies and gentlemen, that will do it for the first half of play as time has expired with the score Union 21, Scotch Plains nothing. And we'll be back with our halftime band show in just a moment.